What's up, everybody? It's fucking 4 in the morning. Well, 4:40 in the morning. Still up. Been fucking getting shit done, rocking it out. I've been here all night. I was doing shit, man. Getting stuff done. Yeah, I got. I finally got this to actually hook up to the Echo Dot. So instead of having this plugged in directly to the stereo, I can actually, do it wireless now. See what I'm saying? It's nice. So that's convenient. I set that up. I've been bookmarking things, downloading, updating this. What else have I been doing? I was in Python. I was writing some stuff in Python, which I just opened it back up. I was reading some syntax. Then I've been doing this. I've been busy on here. I downloaded. I'm downloading right now. I'm downloading all the Super Nintendo games and all the Nintendo 64 games. There's a lot of them. That screen recording did work that we did. It did. It recorded.
Everything we do should be saved as a video.
So I read it and know that it copied it. So we're good with that. It doesn't it looks good, but I would have to adjust something for the writing. But we know it works. So what else did I do? I've been working on this. This fucking is fully pretty much set, ready to go for the most part. Now I just gotta download all the software. It has all the drivers update. It's I got all that stuff hooked up. I got all my email stuff hooked up. I got most of the programs that I the basics. Now I gotta actually figure out what it is I'm going to be doing specifically with this laptop, which is going to be development. We know that, but that done, and then I also downloaded the charting program. So we can do charting now. So if I can find it, let's see, OpenCPN, that's what it's called. It's in graphics, open source chart plotter navigator. So as we go around the world, it says OpenCPN is distributed in the hope that it will be useful, but without any warranty, without even the implied warranty of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. That's what they always say that shit, because it's open source. But so yeah, man, this is the world, right? I can plot. This is where I'm going to be mostly. Over here. This is where I'm going to be mostly sailing. All through around here. Mostly on this side. Going down this way. A little bit over here by Peru and down this way. That's where I'm going to be most of the time, sailing. So my plan was actually to sail from here, where the mouse is, all the way around, and then down this way, up through here, and then up past this way, and then, believe it or not, they have locks and stuff which you can come out over through here. So you can get to the ocean, If you look through this, you can get to the ocean, through the Chesapeake Bay. So I was planning on sailing up through here, because this is where we're over here, but I wanted to go to Silver Lake. This is where I'm probably going to be owning a house over here somewhere, off of Silver Lake, Penwater area. But yeah, I was going to come down this way, then down, up through here, around, the Chesapeake Bay area, and then down this way, all the way down. This is where I'm going to be living. Right here area. This is where I'm going to be going to school at, right here. This is where I'm going to be sailing because I want to be able to sail from here straight across to Mexico and come to Mexico City. I'm going to dock over here and then, I'm going to meet Margarita, somewhere over here. She might even get on the boat with me and sail across. I don't know yet. But I got to get all the paperwork, legal, all that stuff so I can sail across the Gulf. And as I come down this way, I'm going to be stopping by and all that. But this is going to be what I'm going to be using the chart, or plans, for now. So next year, so my plan is this winter is hunker down in the boat somewhere over here. And then next year, as soon as spring starts breaking, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna start heading out. We're gonna be sailing out. We're probably gonna come through here. Through the British Isles. All that stuff. Haiti, all that stuff. Come through here. We're probably gonna shoot. I have a feeling I want to kind of avoid right here. That's where all the pirates are. Believe it or not, right here. And over here too, but we're gonna be shooting straight across, We'll pretty much shoot straight across and then come down the coast, We'll be, going down the coast, hang this way, and then we're gonna come back up the coast, shoot around. So this is where most of my interests lie. Is right here. This is where most of the typhoons happen. This is where all the pollution is happening. This is where, all this crazy shit's happening. The fucking Chinese built an island. Here's Hawaii right here. So, this is the ocean I'm scared to cross. I'm not worried about, I'm not worried. See, we can chart, but undo waypoint. So, we're gonna leave here basically, boom. Shoot across, basically. It's just an example. You get what I'm saying? This isn't, So we might go through there, we might end up going up in here, you never know where we're going to go, wherever the Holy Spirit leads us, wherever the Spirit leads us, me and Ma go, that's where we're going to go, there's going to be people involved, you know what I mean? We're going to be meeting people. I gotta do jobs. I'm going to be stopping in ports all along here, you know what I'm saying? My main focus is over here. I would love to get to the Great Barrier Reef, which, if I remember correctly, it's somewhere over here. It's somewhere over here, which is dying. The Great Barrier Reef is dying. It's pretty much dead. And it's all happening from fucking sunblock. But yeah, this is the ocean I'm scared to cross, man. It's the Pacific. That's the only one I worry about, man. Is this right here? That's a fucking cruise. See? That's fucking. That's long. It's a cruise, But most likely, obviously all this stuff is wrong. We're not going to be doing this, but new route. Close it. Open it back up because we didn't want to save anything. I want to see how good if it opens quickly. It's very simple. If you can't tell, I still got to learn how to use it. I've never used it yet. Yeah, see how like smaller the Atlantic is compared, like especially say like right, if I come down here, right, I shoot down here, I follow the coast, right? I get to right here, and I just go shoot across, straight across. Boom. You see how much short distance that is? Boom. Which they try to say that fucking, Columbus and all that, you know, was the first people over here. Well, they just found out, they just not too long ago, a few years ago, they unwrapped a mummy and they did an autopsy and found out that the mummy had cocaine in its system. How can a mummy have cocaine in its system when the Nile River's over here, right? And the only place in the world the coquina plant grows is over here. That tells you that even in ancient times and biblical times that they had trade routes going across. You think that they didn't? Fuck yes they did. They knew around the whole world, man. Come on. The Bible clearly says that all the technology that we have today, they already had it all before when the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel, they had so much technology, they had everything that they needed to build the tower all the way up to the heavens. We can't even build towers that high. Think about that. And the Tower of Babel was before God flooded the earth, from what I think, from what people say. But, we gotta do more studying. Maybe I do know what it is, maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just full of shit, I don't know. Everybody thinks I'm full of shit anyway, so I might as well just be full of shit, so. But we're gonna get going to bed soon, man. I'm tired. I gotta take a nap soon. I'm gonna smoke. I'm gonna show you guys what I've been doing. I'm hoping these games downloaded soon. Well, one's done, so let's see. So we'll open up downloads. Let's see, open up this folder. ROMs. Alright, so this is Nintendo 64, so we're gonna throw that in the documents folder. So go back to downloads. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go right here. Bam. We're gonna rename this puppy. We're gonna rename it N6FO. Oh no, we gotta go capital N6FO. N6FO ROMs. Oh no, we gotta make this look good. There we go. That's better. N64 ROMs. Alright, close that. I'm gonna leave that there for now. We're gonna go to usual applications, games, Mupen 64. We're going to go to settings, configure, ROM directories. We're gonna add that. We're gonna go here, documents, N64 ROMs, hit open. It knows emulation, that's fine. Graphics, we don't need full screen right now. We don't even know if it's gonna play right. Grid, other. I think we're good. Oh shit, it's loading the ROMs. So, all these ROMs, right, are physical games that somebody's actually took the Nintendo 64 game and they actually made a copy of it. So, they have a device or, they put the cartridge in and it's hooked up to the computer and they were scanning it. They could have, there's many ways to do it. Which, this is hooked up to my Windows 11 machine, but we're going to have to eventually hook it up to this machine so we can play Nintendo 64 with the Xbox One controller. Let's see if it plays. I gotta get the remote hooked up. We gotta get these That's weird. It doesn't give me any options to. It's because I gotta download the configure. I gotta make a config file directory. I gotta make a folder for the configuration files, and then I gotta basically set up the configuration files to use the controller. It doesn't even give you the option to change, like remap the keys. It's weird. Usually it gives you like a way to remap the keys, for the, for to know what buttons to push to play. It's weird. We're gonna have to figure that out. But yeah, I've been busy. I've been doing other stuff too, but it'd take forever to go through everything, show you guys exactly all the stuff I've been doing. So, and I'm getting tired. I'm getting real tired. We're gonna do some Bible reading though. Whoa, my picture just fell. That's crazy. That's never happened before. Scared the shit out of me. It must be all the loud music. Alright. I need to get to bed and lay down for 3-4 hours. That way we can get to work. I gotta try to make some money today. I gotta go down to that lady's house at 5:30, 6 o'clock. See if I can get this woman to drop this truck off in a day or two. If not, we gotta figure something out. We gotta pack up this house and figure something out. Get the fuck out of here. My baby girl. My cat wants attention. We're gonna read a passage and go pass out. Those Nintendo ROMs are almost done. Those took, I don't know, about an hour to download, which was 5.18 gigabytes. It's at 95%. I gotta have these games. I'm gonna be hunkering down the first, all of this winter on this boat. Going to school and shit, programming all day, all night. So, I'm only gonna be leaving really to go work, do the nightlife stuff, and wrench on the car, until I get the boat. Cause I'm gonna be working on the boat constantly. I gotta get the boat set up. I gotta run everything. I gotta set everything up. All the weather equipment, all the sensors, and that type of stuff. All the cameras. We're gonna be going through all this stuff together. So I just ding, that's done. We're gonna hit remove torrent just so it gets it off the program. You can actually click that, it'll go right to the folder for me, which is convenient. And you can type in weather, right? And there's a bunch of shit for weather stuff. I couldn't tell you how much weather stuff there is. So you type in weather. They got workflow schedulers. They got plugins for all types of stuff. Applets for displays. They got all these different programs to connect to different devices. They got software to connect to all these different weather stations around the world to get the data from them specifically. This is just some of it. You know what I mean? There's all these wiretap devices, data loggers, for weather sensors, that type of stuff. So, I definitely have access to all this stuff. So, I just got to figure out, what it is I'm gonna need. Which, I do already have an idea. So, I'm just talking this way for you guys in a sense. So yeah, but we're about to go to bed, man. I've been rocking it. I've been busy. So this is what Linux is, which is what I use most of the time. It says Linux is a family of open source Unix-like operating systems based on the Linux kernel. An operating system kernel first released on September 17th, 1991 by Linus Torvalds. Linux is typically packaged as a Linux distribution, which includes the kernel and supporting system software and libraries, many of which are provided by the GNU project. It says many Linux distributions use the word Linux in their name, but the Free Software Foundation uses the name GNU/Linux to emphasize the importance of GNU software, causing some controversy. It says popular Linux distributions include Debian, Fedora Linux, and Ubuntu, the latter of which itself consists of many different distributions and modifications, including LUbuntu and Xubuntu. Commercial distributions include Red Hat Enterprise Linux and SUSE Linux Enterprise. You got all these different things. Chromebook, which is funny because I remember as a kid, right, that I used to get into an argument and a fight when with my high school teacher saying that, Linux computers, everyone was going to have one. Everyone's going to have one on their desk. And I remember fighting with my daughter, my girlfriend's, one of my ex-girlfriend's brothers about it. And they were like, no, they hated Linux. They were like, Windows is going to be it. Windows is going to be always Windows. Linux will never go anywhere. Sure shit. It's the most used operating system in the world. Android is Linux. Android is in everybody's pocket. It even says right here, it says as of 2011, 2012, Android surpassed all operating systems in the world. So everyone had Linux. It says right here, it says Linux was originally developed for personal computers based on the Intel x86 architecture. And I got the year wrong. It's 2022. It's became the largest installed base of general purpose operating systems as of May 2022. It says Linux was originally developed for personal computers based on Intel x86 architecture, but has since been ported to more platforms than any other operating system. Because of the dominance of Linux-based Android on smartphones, Linux, including Android, has the largest installed base of all general-purpose operating systems as of May 2022. I'm sure that's different. I'm sure that's not right. I'm sure it's older than that. I can almost guarantee it. Says although Linux is, as of November 2022, used by only around 2.6% of desktop computers, the Chromebook, which runs the Linux kernel-based Chrome OS, dominates the U.S. K-12 education market and represents nearly 20% of sub-300 notebook sales in the U.S. Linux is the leading operating system on servers. Over 96.4% of the top 1 million web servers operating systems are Linux, which I tell everybody that. It says it leads other big iron systems such as mainframe computers and is used on all of the world's 500 fastest supercomputers. So all the supercomputers run Linux. All of them. So the International Supercomputing Conference, it says the 60th Top 500 was published in November 2022. Since June 2022, USA's Frontier is the most powerful supercomputer on Top 500, reaching 1,102 petaflops, which is 1.102 exaflops. On the LINPACK benchmark scale, the United States has by far the highest share of total computing power on the list, nearly 50%, while China currently leads this list in number of systems with 173 supercomputers, with the USA not far behind in second place. That's crazy. So this is Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Frontier, or OLCF-5. That's funny, and that's my favorite number 5. Is the world's first and fastest exascale supercomputer. So what is an exascale? It says exascale computing refers to computing systems capable of calculating at least 10 to the 18th power IEEE 754 double precision 64-bit operations, multiplications, and or additions per second, exaflops. It is a measure of supercomputer performance. Basically, it's just, crunching, math. These are the main places that do it. United States, Japan, China, European, Taiwan, and India. Japan had Fujitsu, I think. It says in Japan in 2013, the Riken Advanced Institute of Computational Science began planning an exascale system for 2020, intended to consume less than 30 megawatts. In 2014, Fujitsu was awarded a contract by Riken to develop a next generation supercomputer. Succeeded the K computer. The successor is called the Fugaku. The Fugaku, that's what it is. Fugaku is a petascale supercomputer at the Riken Center for Computational Science in Kobe, Japan. It started in 2014, ended up building in 2012. The European Union, United Kingdom, they built one. Taiwan, they have one. It's by Foxconn, which I thought it would show you, but it doesn't. India, let's see which one, 12 period. Let's see if C has it. CDAC is an Indian autonomous scientific society operating under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. This is India's. It was created in November 1987, initially as a Center for Development of Advanced Computing Technology. That was the, not the computer, but, oh my God, it was for them to develop, refuse to sell India a Cray supercomputer due. Let's just read it. It says CDAC was created in November 1987, initially as a Center for Development of Advanced Computing Technology, C-DAC. In 1988, the U.S. government refused to sell India a Cray supercomputer due to concerns about India using it to develop nuclear weapons. In response, India started development of its own supercomputer, and CDEC was created as part of this program. Dr. Vijay Bhakta was hired as director of CDEC. The project was given an initial run of 3 years and initial funding. Which I remember that guy. That guy is fucking... I remember watching a documentary about him. He went to like the British government and learned how to do like nuclear weapons and stuff. That's why they were worried. It doesn't say anything important. Doesn't matter. I was trying to see if like pictures of other supercomputers. It says as of June 2022, China had 2 of them. It says, let's see, after Tiny 1, Tiny 2. So it's Tiny 1 and Tiny 2. So that's what they look like. Tianhe-1, Tianhe-1 Chinese. Zhenchao or Sky River #1 is a supercomputer capable of an Rmax maximum range of 2.5 petaflops, located at the National Supercomputing Center of Tianjin, China. Or Tianjin. It's probably Tianjin. It's more like, yeah, it's probably that's what it is. Probably Tianjin. It was the fastest supercomputer in the world from October 2010 to June 2011 and was one of the few petascale supercomputers in the world. It says on October 2010, an upgraded version of the machine, the Tianhe-1A, overtook ORNL's Jaguar to become the world's fastest supercomputer. With a peak computing rate of 2.57 petaflops. In June 2011, it was overtaken by the K computer, which that was the one that was, in Japan. It says on August 12, 2015, Tianhe-1 felt the impact of the powerful Tianjin explosions and went offline for some time. What the fuck are those? Holy fuck. That's crazy. That's crazy. You see that ball of flame? It says, this happened in China. It says, on August 12th in 2015, a series of explosions at the port of Tianjin in northern China killed 173 people, according to official reports. And it says the explosions occurred at a container storage station in the Benhai New area of Tianjin, China. The first 2 explosions occurred 33 seconds apart. The second explosion was far larger and involved the detonation of about 800 tons of ammonium nitrate and 250, basically the equivalent of 256 tons of TNT. It said an overheated container of dry nitrocellulose is what lit it on fire, which is this. Flash gun cotton, flash string, highly flammable compound formed by nitrating cellulose through exposure to a mixture of nitric acid and sulfuric acid. One of its major uses was as gun cotton, a replacement for gunpowder as propellant in firearms. It was also used to replace gunpowder as a low-order explosive in mining and other applications in the form of collodion. It was also a critical component in early photographic emulsion, the use of which revolutionized photography in the 1860s. That's how you produce it. Which China produces so much. Which I'll show you guys this. The Linfen, China, the most polluted place in the world. Linfen, it's the most polluted place in the world, man. It's bad. Pollution. China's rapid industrialization, urbanization beginning in the 1990s led to increased energy demand, causing a dramatic increase in the price for coal. Listen, man, you can't even see your hand in front of your face. That's how bad it is, bro. They can't even, like, be in there for a day, they say is equivalent of smoking a carton of cigarettes. A carton, not a pack, a carton. It's bad. It's not gonna tell you on much on Wiki, but you can look this shit up. That shit's crazy. I don't know, I get bored. This is what I do all night, all day. If I'm not programming, I'm reading. This is what I do. I read. I read. I learn everything. Everything you can possibly think of. Because I say it a lot. When I say it a lot. You got paid to do it, so. I don't know. I'm about to go to bed though. My cat wants to go to sleep, see? She wants attention, so I'll read. Actually, no, I'll read what that was right there. It says Lamentations, chapter, since I like number 5, right? It says, give us a fresh start. Lamentations, chapter 5. Remember, God, all we've been through. Study our plight, the black mark we've made in history. Our precious land has been given to outsiders, our homes to strangers. Orphans we are, not a father in sight, and our mothers no better than widows. We have to pay to drink our own water. Even our firewood comes at a price. We're nothing but slaves, bullied and bowed, worn out and without any rest. We sold ourselves to Assyria and Egypt just to get something to eat. Our parents sinned and know no more, and now we're paying for the wrongs they did. Slaves rule over us. There's no escape from their grip. We risk our lives to gather food in the bandit-infested desert. Our skin is turned black as an oven, dried out like old leather from the famine. Our wives are raped in the streets in Zion, and our virgins in the cities of Judah. They hanged our princes by their hands, dishonored our elders. Strapping young men were put to women's work. Men were forced to do men's work. The city gate is empty as wide as others. I remember reading that. So, we read that. It's also why I like this Bible, the remix. So, we'll read the introduction to Ezekiel before I go to bed, because it's already open. I'm tired. I'm crashing, like, hard as fuck. So, it says, catastrophe strikes and a person's world falls apart. People respond variously, but two of the more common responses are denial and despair. Denial refuses to acknowledge the catastrophe. It shuts its eyes tight or looks the other way. It manages to act as if everything is going to be just fine. It takes refuge in distractions and lies and fantasies. Despair is paralyzed by the catastrophe and accepts it as the end of the road. It is unwilling to do anything, concluding that life for all intents and purposes is over. Despair listlessly closes its eyes to a world in which all the color has drained out, a world gone dead. It's which I've felt many times. Among biblical writers, Ezekiel is our master at dealing with catastrophe. When catastrophe struck, it was the 6th century BC invasion of Israel by Babylon. Denial was the primary response. Ezekiel finds himself living among a people of God who, astonishingly similar to us, stubbornly refused to see what was right before their eyes. The denial crowd. There were also some who were unwilling to see anything other than what was right before their eyes. The despair crowd. But Ezekiel saw what the people with whom he lived either couldn't or wouldn't see. He saw in wild and unforgettable images, elaborated in exuberant detail, God at work in a catastrophic era. The denial people refused to see that the catastrophe was in fact catastrophic. How could it be? God wouldn't let anything bad happen to them. Ezekiel showed them. He showed them that yes, there was catastrophe, but God was at work in the catastrophe, sovereignly using the catastrophe. He showed them so that they would be able to embrace God in the worst of times. The despair people, overwhelmed by the devastation, refused to see that life was worth living. How could it be? They had lost everything, or would soon country, temple, freedom, and many, many lives. Ezekiel showed them. He showed them that God was and would be at work in the wreckage and rubble, sovereignly using the disaster to create a new people of God. Whether through denial or despair, the people of God nearly lost their identity as the people of God. But they didn't. God's people emerged from the catastrophic century robust and whole, and the season, and in large part, was Ezekiel. And then it says at 26, Ezekiel was one of several thousand Jews taken as prisoners of war from Judah to Babylon in 597 BC. They were taken as a warning to the remaining Jews, surrender or else. Ezekiel was supposed to become a priest, but that was temple work, and the temple was back in Jerusalem, 900 miles away. He was never going to see that temple again. No home, no career, so he gave himself to a new assignment, combating denial and despair. It says, for the first 6 years of Ezekiel's ministry, the POW's homeland was still intact, and many of them were sure God would soon deal with the Babylonian problem and send them home. Denial. Others were sure that God, if there was a God, had abandoned them. Despair. When the news came that Jerusalem had been demolished, the despair camp ruled for some time. It says, Daniel, who had been taken captive to Babylon some 8 years earlier, was finishing his studies as a Babylonian bureaucrat by the time Ezekiel had arrived. The much older Jeremiah was still back in Jerusalem trying to stop the catastrophe that both he and Ezekiel knew was inevitable. In distant China, Lao Tzu was probably born around this time. Lao Tzu, or Lao Tzu, wrote the Tao Te Ching, and its philosophy is now called Taoism. He taught followers to become virtuous by deeply experiencing their oneness with nature and all things. He wanted them to be brave and generous spontaneously, without worrying about right and wrong or what other people thought. He didn't believe in a god or gods that was being with a person. He said he didn't believe in a god or gods. That was a being with a personality or a sense of justice. Taoists loved paradox. A classic Taoist story is about a man who dreams he's a butterfly, then wakes up and wonders if he's a man who dreamed he was a butterfly, or a butterfly dreaming he's a man. So, yeah. I hope you all enjoyed my scratchy voice, me being tired. Most of it's because I smoked. But no, I'm exhausted. I've been working, So, non-stop. Since yesterday morning, really. I took a nap. I slept, but I'm going to go sleep and, we're going to spend time with Lord, go pass out, spend time with my cat. Lock up the house, got to shut down all this stuff, so. Y'all have a good week. Y'all have a good Monday. As soon as I figure out whatever it is I'm doing when I get up, I'll let y'all in on it. So, God bless you all. Take care and do what's right. Stay true to yourself. Follow your heart. Most important, ask Jesus to help you with it. Ask Him to come into your life.